So even though right now the manga's on a hiatus, the anime is full steam ahead.
Amazing!
If you haven't seen the latest episode of One Piece, 1066, then you absolutely positively need to see it right now. It is outstanding and unironically historic. It is an actual historic episode of One Piece because for the first time in Toei history, the episode director was a non-Japanese individual, Henry Thurlow, who has done work previously in the show, like for example the end of the Jinbei versus Who's fight and the Big Mom Maester Cannon against Ulti. He is the episode director and storyboard for this episode of One Piece. This is the first time, again, in Toei history that a non-Japanese person directed an episode of One Piece, and potentially for all of Toei's animations projects throughout the entire company's existence. So we're talking about shows like Cyborg 009 or Saint Seiya, Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, Toriko, Zatch Bell, Bobobo, and all of the Dragon Balls. So that includes Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Dragon Ball Z Kai the final chapters, and of course Dragon Ball Super. Henry Thurlow making history. And as a result, you could argue the stakes were higher since in a lot of ways, Japan is known for being very old school when it comes to how they approach things. So having a non-Japanese person direct a One Piece episode, that was a big deal. And how it came out, oh, whoa! This, I think, was the best episode starring Law and Kid I have seen for One Piece in terms of sheer storyboarding and animation quality. And before we dive into this greatness, I gotta put more food on the table and give a brief word for today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is none other than the Surfshark VPN.
Oh!
You see, the World Wide Web absolutely is a very dangerous place. One false step, one wrong move, and you will find out that your week, your month, your year could be completely ruined. And that's why, for my fellow weebs out there across the world, I know that we explore some very interesting locations and some very interesting places on the web.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to...
But you need protection, you need safety, and Surfshark VPN absolutely has your back with dope features like the clean web feature that clears up any malware, any viruses, any bad actors that may try and ruin your day. I am a big dude.
Duh.
And part of the reason why is because of them sweet, delicious cookies. Absolutely. But I hate them. I detest them online. So Surfshark VPN is my online dietitian as well. And it's my dietitian everywhere. My desktop, my laptop, my phone, wherever I am, I can have Surfshark VPN protecting me, making sure I am secure, safe, and sound. Furthermore, if you want access, let's say any region-gated content, let's say on Netflix, let's say on Hulu, and even my own channel, since I do have region-gated content.
What did he say?
And you want to gain access to this region-gated content, then you can easily do so by changing the location that you are located in with Surfshark VPN, and with the click of a button, that region-locked content has now been unlocked. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go in the description box down below. You use code KOL, that is KOL, to get an exclusive offer and 3 months free. Once again, use code KOL, and now let's get back into the video. Good. Now, off the rip, we have to thank and be grateful for the men and women that took part in the creation of this episode and made this episode a reality. So a few names are, of course, Henry Thurlow, Vincent Chansard, KU, Jarrett Martin, Katie Wen, Junie, Glass, Jeff Liu, Akiko Inoue, Nagisa Nishida, Masahiro Kitazaki, Michelle Gonzalez, David Taco, Clark or Clarky, Remy, and then so many more. Once again, thank you for all the ladies and gentlemen that were involved in the creation of this fantastic episode of One Piece. It was absolutely a treat just seeing all of these things play out the way they did on so many fronts. And in particular, I really wanted to see the work of Ole Christian Loken. If you don't know, now you know. Ole did do some work on Disney's Disenchanted and also has done some stuff for Warner Brothers. Correct. So I did want to see how Ole's work would translate with this episode of One Piece, and what we got so far, it was some pretty interesting stuff. You could definitely see the quality and in some ways feel in earnest that sort of Western Disney input into that scene that Ole was in charge of. So in the future, they could come back and do more stuff. That's my expectation. Oh, you know what? One could dream, maybe not, please, but I would absolutely love to see Ole return to Toei for a few added scenes involving, of course, Gear 5. But we'll have to wait and see what the future holds. Now, when it comes to the scenes that I did like the most, first of all,
I lie.
No, I'm gonna backtrack here. What did I not like? Because the episode is not perfect. Momo tapping into his inner DBZ. Powering up for damn near 3 episodes in 1 episode just to move the entire island, I thought was a bit much. In the process, a lot of these snippets to previous Wano Country episodes and cuts to the Fire Festival. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of times these cuts to the Fire Festival scare me because we have seen time and time again Toei Animation use the same animation and the same music when they cut to the Fire Festival. It is consistent. However, that has changed over the course of the last few episodes of One Piece because the festival is finally starting to wrap up. But all in all, I'm not really a big fan of that DBZ activity. Wait. However, let him cook. The Dragon Ball activity I was a big fan of was when I realized after the fact that the Oden and his family scenes in the episode itself were mimicked, themed off of old original Dragon Ball eye catcher. So Oden, the Chad of Wano, is Goku, Hiri is Gohan, at times Toki is Oolong, that kind of stuff. So that I thought was cool. That was so cool. Henry Thurlow, and they actually thought it out to where they'd give homage to Dragon Ball via Oden and Hiri through those eye catchers. Yes. And I'd argue it's one of those golden nuggets of the Wano Country anime arc. Now, here are the scenes that I thought were the best scenes. The definition of over the top. There was one scene in particular that I was like, yo, this is the best scene in the entire episode by far. But when you have at the very beginning of the episode, Kid setting up his damn pump, and you have the hydraulics, kind of in a way giving me like Big O vibes, just high quality anime mecha vibes that you would see when like they're building some sort of crazy gigantic Gundam. The engineering prowess of Kid was impeccable, and I will give Kid credit here where in this episode he did have a lot of moments that were like really damn good. Particularly, of course, the damn punk itself at the end of the episode. Pre-damn punk, we have Big Mom reaching out. They have the actual attack itself, headlined by Henry Thurlow, by Oli, Masayuki Koda, by Kalika, I think I say that, and also Rangel Abru. I think that scene was probably the best scene for the Kid in this episode. Especially at the end of the damn punk, they cut into the to be continued, and then you see the purple lighting of Kid face into the to be continued. So I think that was probably Kid's best moment in the entire episode. But the carry has always been Trafalgar D. Votello. Of course, the puncture Willie, Naoto Shishida. Just the man is masterful. Naoto Shishida is just masterful at times. And the puncture Willie is one of those moments where it's like, dude, just my goodness, man. That attack is unbelievable, especially when once again cuts to the festival, but you can see in the distance Onigashima and the stupidly absolutely stupidly long sword Law makes the punctually just some sort of like laser beam going down from the island itself, like it was straight out of Superman Man of Steel, and Zod has one of those giant machines trying to terraform the planet. Yo, now Toshi put on a show. But these, surprisingly enough, these weren't the things that caught me off guard the most. The first thing that really, truly, honestly caught me off guard the most were the scenes involving the creation of the 3,000 Leagues of Misery. That was unbelievable. As far as I understand, it was a mix of Vincent Peston, Santoshi Moses, Oli Loken, and I think Henry as well, but that I'm not too sure on. But the way they did the scary faces and just the intensity was off the charts. Because honestly, I'll keep it a stack. I will keep it a stack. When I saw the manga counterpart version of this in chapter 1039, super underwhelming. 3,000 Leagues of Misery, or the 3,000 Leagues of Mother Misery, one will call it, right? That, it sucked. It wasn't worthy in my mind of a final attack of any kind for Big Mom. Because when we look at Kaido's final move, the Flame Drum Dragon, I'm like, dude, whoa. But then look at Big Mom's, I'm like, yo, wait, what? What? Nah, it wasn't it. It didn't slap. It didn't have that intensity, unlike the anime version. And the anime version actually maintains that intensity when it initiates its attack. It starts to attack Kid and like an insane barrage. As far as I understand, credit for that goes to Hiroki Itai, Ian Jones Quartet, Jeremy, who also did this very good scene along with Jocelyn Charles when Big Mom is beating down Law. That's a crazy scene. Jung Hyung and Jose Ribolito, yes. The 3,000 Leagues were looking excellent, dude. Every league for the 3,000 Leagues was looking stunning. Just the aura barrage, oh yeah. Even had to post a meme tweet about it too. It was just an aura, Kid just in the manga, it's like one attack. We kind of see in like the distance it's still attacking, but it's like unclear. It doesn't have like the same, again, just compare the 3,000 Leagues to Kaido's Flame Drum Dragon in the manga. It's like, no, it's not fair to Big Mom, because even though she's not the main villain in the arc, she's still Kaido's equal in terms of rank and file. They literally fought each other for like an entire damn day. And the 3,000 thing was underwhelming as hell. But in the anime, this looking startling. And the way it's designed, the main body is just Hera, but souped up. But the hair is like Prometheus, the red flaming color. And then Napoleon is like the main conduit to like power up Hera. Like that's
all of this just works.
It just works so much better. And the color palette is so damn dope for the 3,000 Leagues. It's just so good. I like it a lot. And that would have been my favorite moment in the entire episode of One Piece, but it wasn't. That goes to Law. Once again, Trafalgar D, Water Law, putting on a show. It was Henry Thurlow just showing off Law's speed and teleportation, however you want to define it. I watched that scene like 50 times. I'm not trolling you. That I thought was the best scene. That I thought was one of the best displays of teleportation I've ever seen in anime, like full stop. Like this is up there unironically with the Ryo Shimazuki Mob Psycho teleportation scene. You see it from Law's perspective, which was great of itself, as Law is dynamically moving, not stationary, but he's like moving fluidly as the background screen that's Big Mom is shifting constantly while Law is attacking as the background is shifting. Dog, 50, 60, 70 times just on repeat. That sequence right there was amazing. And Henry Thurlow even on Twitter said this was the most difficult scene I storyboarded and animated from One Piece episode 1066. It's all one cut, which follows Law's perspective and uses his teleportation powers, and the world around him changes. That's... Bro, when we post my reaction, of course we're on Patreon, but when post on the Kingu on YouTube channel, of course, you know to go for that one. Link in the box below. Like, you're gonna see that scene flabbergasted me. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm standing up immediately. Big Mom wasn't static either. Like, she's looking for Law and attacking as the background. She's a part of the background, and she keeps on shifting as Law is teleporting and following Law. No. This is easily up there with even the greatest stuff we got from Mob Psycho Season 2 with Ryo Shimazuki. Yes, absolutely it is. This, like, top 2, minimum. Top 3, minimum when it comes to portraying teleportation abilities. That scene alone was, I thought, just phenomenal. On top of everything else, the episode was outstanding. I thought this episode was actually unironically outstanding. Is it as good as Zoro Piece or Sanji Piece 1061, 662? I would say it's like a hair below. And by the way, if you don't know, I explained in a video earlier this month why I dropped my rating of both Zoro Piece and Sanji Piece to around a 9.5. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm really not the biggest fan of Kid for, listen, Kid, he betrayed the cause. Kaido was his boy, but he abandoned that fight and he chose to fight against Big Mom instead. That is just how Oda wrote the story. In of itself, in terms of quality and pace and structure, at least an 8, probably an 8.5. But I'm not gonna take from the fact that this episode was extraordinarily enjoyable. Absolutely. So you can see my reaction already on Patreon, in the future later on the Kingu-san YouTube channel, and let me know your thoughts on this episode of One Piece. If you like your boy's content, this video and my content at large, then hit your boy with a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe to the channel and click on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side. Bye.